Okay. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, let's
Yes,
start
ma'am.
with today's program. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. First of all, welcome you all in West Bengal Aura Review. So in today's program, we are having a review of June issue of Aura e-magazine. That is the magazine, which is the e-magazine. It is based on women. So our speakers are today reviewing the June issue of the Aura e-magazine. So in this program, we'll have 9 speakers from the different communities as well as from the different fields. So we are very glad to have you all in today's program. So we'll start this program with the recitation of Quran and its meaning. And I request Sister Varisha. Sorry.
No, it is clear. You carry on. You continue. It is clear. Maybe from your side, please check.
I request. Okay. Okay. I request Sister Varisha Jamal and Afifa for the Quran recitation and its meaning. Sister Varisha, you can start now, Sister Varisha.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, Varisha, you can start now.
من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم صدق الله العظيم. Assalamu alaikum. I seek refuge in Allah from the outcast shaitan. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. He is Allah, besides whom there is no God, the knower of the unseen and the seen. He is all merciful, very merciful. He is Allah, besides whom there is no God, the sovereign, the supreme in holiness, the safe, the guardian, the giver of peace, the almighty, the all-repairer, the sublime. Pure is Allah from what they associate with him. He is Allah, the creator, the inventor, the shaper. His are the most beautiful names. His purity is proclaimed by all that is in the heavens and the earth. And he is the Almighty, the All-Wise. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Varisha and Now let's proceed for the further program for the welcome speech. Sister Mahfuza. Sister Mahfuza, are you there?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Can we have a welcome speech?
No, not really. Not possible. Welcome speech. छोटा बच्चा जाने शो
Dr. Sabha, you can continue. You can continue with the welcome.
Yeah. Hello. Yes.
Am I audible, Sabha sister?
You are audible. Yeah.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, very good evening to all of you present here. So on behalf of Aura Magazine, I thank you all for accepting our invitation and would like to show my gratitude towards our chief guest, Nutanesha Saheba, editor-in-chief of Aura Magazine, for encouraging to conduct such this. And also thankful to my sister Saba for taking a keen part in important program, for her kind support, suggestions, and guidance for the seminar. It's my honor to welcome all the experts we have today, experts like Dr. Shahida Jahan from Tata Medical Center. We have Ayesha Bilal, Vice Principal of MM Model School. Dr. Somar Chaudhuri Lahiri, Assistant Professor of St. Xavier's College, and we have Dr. Reshma Khatun, Assistant Professor of Al University. We have Dr. Naushin Baba Khan and Farha Khan, social activist. There is Dr. Alia Bilal from Research Institution of Unani Medicine. Angelina Jasnani, President of Catholic Association Bengal. Anjuman Amin from Genius National School. Thank you all for joining us. Now would like to present Aura magazine. As you know, Aura is a monthly women's magazine, and the journey of this e-magazine started on 1st March of 2021. The aim of and debates and their personal experience from different communities and to drawing up on the framework of gender justice and social justice. In the magazine, we feature writing in the form of personal essays, explainers, and journalistic pieces on issues as diverse as politics, health, family, faith, and religion. And there is environment and education too. We have faced for literary criticism in the form of book reviews, as well as a dedicated poetry and short story section. In addition, we welcome more experimental formats which are yet to be fully explored in the world of women's magazines. We want to bring the best of women's writing to the readers in the hope of carving out a space for those voices that have been historically underrepresented or silenced. Since the cover story of Aura's June issue, this June issue deal with the questions of environmental degradation and the crisis of modernity, as well as there have regular columns like book reviews, enlightenment by the Quran, face-to-face interview of successful and inspiring personality whose hidden talents are not being published elsewhere. The other columns like World of Politics, where we discussed about child labor, and in Women's Hub, we talked about widowhood in India. We celebrated World Milk Day in the columns of health. We have poetry, children's corner, life lessons, legal decks, and many other aspects which are related to women. However, this review club have been organized to discuss the socio-political and economical issues which has published in Aura and many more issues which may occur for the further development and promotions of the magazine's brand. We have with us the well-known experts, the professors, researchers, and activists from the different part of Bengal who have been invited to present their views and to discuss the opportunities, the threats, and the strengths and the weakness of the subject. I'm pretty sure that all of us Both the experts and the listeners will feel enriched with knowledge after completion of this fabulous event. I welcome you all once again. And this club, I hope that in this club that you all will have a great time ahead. Jazakallah, Jazakallah khairan.
Thank you, Mafiza. So let's start the program with our speakers. Today we have diverse speakers from the different fields, as Sister Mafiza has already mentioned. So let's come to our speakers. We are eagerly waiting to listen to you all. So let's start this program with our first speaker. She's Noshin Baba Khan. She's an assistant professor as well as the social activist. So I request the Noshin Baba to come to start her review. Noshin, are you there? I think she is not able to unmute herself. Let me unmute. Yeah, now you can unmute yourself, Noshin. Now you can unmute.
Okay. First of all, Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all of you who are present here. When Sabah first called me and she told me, I had no idea about this Aura magazine, and when she told me that it is a magazine actually coordinated, the contributors, most of the things done by the women, so I was really very excited. So I'll come to that maybe 2-3 minutes later. First, let me review the article that I have taken up from the June issue. That is of Afsha Atiq, and the title is Wisdom. On wisdom, I believe there are certain positive points, and definitely, though I have critically evaluated this particular article, which is too short, so I'll address certain shortcomings of this article as well. Wisdom. Actually, I think these kind of topics are in need. Let me focus on the particular title of this particular article. Nobody talks about wisdom. Nobody knows what wisdom is actually. And Afsha Atiq has the points that I have, highlighted. The wisdom is, and according to the Quranic beliefs, she has referred to certain hadiths as well, is silence. How beautiful it is. In this world of chaos, where lies, hatred, everything around, there is wisdom in keeping silence. And she has very shortly referred to why one should keep silent at certain times. Then the next beautiful, I would rather say, beautiful part of this article is the next dimension is the spiritual dimension. She has straightforward got her article into the spiritual side of wisdom. How beautiful it is. Who talks about inclusivity? Who talks about taking everyone together? Spirituality. And number 3, there are only 3 positive points that I could come up to in this almost, it was not even more than 250 words. Arguments. There are arguments everywhere. Maybe by the time we finish this particular meeting, there will be certain arguments, question, answers, these kind of things. So how to avoid arguments? And she has referred to this. I would quote this particular excerpt from the article. Not all your assumptions are valid. Not all your assumptions are valid, and that you don't have to prove yourself correct of all the time. You can also learn from your mistakes. This particular 4 lines para is she's assumptions. She mentions assumptions. She talks about validity, and you don't have to prove yourself every time that you are correct. Then, like, you have to, let the argument go if the argument is illogical. So we talk about rationality, we talk about logic, we talk about science, we talk about empiricism. But here in this life lesson article, she is talking about validity, she's subsiding assumptions, and she's suggesting that you can learn from your mistakes, and all this given from valid sources. Now the shortcomings, I would come to the shortcomings now. The article was too short. The article should have been at least 1,000 words. If I don't know what are the word limit of each article, the article should have been a little more in length. Number one, because I wanted to read. When you talk about certain positive things, so readers like me are more interested. And second shortcoming is that I see the section. The article came in the life lesson section. And when you are organizing this a meeting in this beautiful nation called India, and whatever political ups and downs are taking place here, so there should have been, since I am a political science major, so I always look up to certain political dimensions in anything I read. So I take up, that becomes my dose of energy, or, because it is selling these days. It is making people read, like we are interested. It is the interest these days. So this is my review of the short article on wisdom. And again, I would only take 1 minute of all yours, who all are listening to me very patiently, is that I congratulate Aura Magazine, the editors, the co-editors, the organizers, and everyone. And I see Shomadi here. I'm so glad to see you, Shomadi, here. And, and basically the Muslim women coming up, educated Muslim women coming up and talking. So salute to all of you, and salute to all those non-Muslims like Angelina Madam here, Shomadi here, who are becoming a part of this wonderful initiative. Thank you very much. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you very much, Naushin. Very good review. Inshallah, author will try to improve her shortcomings, whatever we have mentioned. Anyway, Alhamdulillah, it was a very good review. Thank you once again. Now let's move to the other speaker. As Naushin already mentioned, Dr. Shoma Chaudhary Larry. She is one of the very, I can say, the woman who is a very genuine lady, and she's the assistant professor in St. Xavier's College, Kolkata. She's the professor in this field. So I thought she's the best one to review our Aura magazine. Dr. Shomadi, now please, I welcome you in this program to review our article.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Saba. Thank you so much, Saba. Thank you, Naushin. I have been wanting to meet you all. I'm sure I will get the opportunity, but I want to begin by thanking Aura editors, contributors for being so open to extend themselves to non-Muslims like me. I mean, my other interest is I teach sociology. So, and I work in the field of environment also academically. So this is a great opportunity for me. And I was reading the articles with a lot of interest. I have certain very concrete things to say from my disciplinary point of view. I have only positive things to say. I didn't find anything negative. I'll come to the, it's not a negative point, but something that I want to know more. I'll come to that. The first thing that I want to say, okay, the article that I'm reviewing is by Zakaria Khan, Climate Change, Threat or Opportunity. This is the second article in the issue, and it is a moderately long article. It is not short. And the first thing that I want to say about the article is that it's very clear. It's very clearly written. It's very well articulated. It's a clear article. The issues undertaken as far as many of the themes that Aura magazine has been taking up. Just like that, the issue of environment is something so relevant and something so, it is affecting our day-to-day life. So I would say that the theme of this particular issue, that is environment, is very timely, and especially climate change, because this discussion on climate change is reflected in many discourses, like say academics, in media, so I'm very glad to see that Aura has taken up this issue of climate change in a very at the right time, because we are experiencing climate change. Not only in Kolkata, if you look at Assam is flooded, Northeast is flooded, though this might not find a reflection in the newspapers as it should find. But I have relatives who live in Assam, and they are saying that we don't know how to deal with floods. We've not seen such floods. These relatives, as in I have cousins who are younger to me, so obviously they have not seen this kind of floods in their life. So there's a lot of anxiety in people regarding climate change. So therefore, this issue is very timely, and Aura has joined this discussion on environment, increasing the social awareness regarding this issue, regarding climate change. The second point that I want to highlight, that the article is very well structured, in the sense that it draws from IPCC's latest report, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change 2022's report. So it's it's the latest report. It is published 6, and this is the author has rightly taken up the last, which is on climate change. It introduces the topic. It talks about climate change. It talks about global warming. It then talks about the impact of climate change, and then it goes on to India's goals to arrest climate change, not arrest, but maybe slow down. And at the end, it talks about how climate change is not only about doom and gloom, but it's also an opportunity, right? So thank you to the author for adding to our knowledge on IPCC's 2022 report and making it an object of discussion. It keeps us abreast of how the problem has been thought of at the level of international bodies like Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. We become aware of how they have understood, how they have thought of the issue. So therefore, I say that the article is very well structured and very systematically written for the common public. Anyone can read it, understand it. That is a very good quality, in the sense that if you want to reach out to a large number of people, I think this kind of writing is very, very desirable. The next point that I want to say about the article is that this is something interesting that I learned from the article, was India's goals with relation to climate change. What does our country intend to do in order to slow down this process? How does it intend to reduce its carbon footprints, etc.? Is something, although the space devoted to it is a little short, but still it gives us some awareness about India's commitment, India's goals to mitigate climate change. And here I would like to add something. So therefore, the article makes this issue of climate change contextual. That means it situates the issue in the context of India, right? So we can relate to it. And here I would like to say that even, there is a portion where, just a small portion, but it gives us an idea that even when we have committed to reducing climate change, if you look at that particular section, it says that our commitment is not enough, as in we have not invested in industries which would reduce emissions. So how are we going to fulfill those commitments? Of course, there is a time plan, 2020, 2030, 2050, and so on. But we have to invest more and more in terms of building industries which are then conducive to reduce this the harmful effect of climate change. So that is something interesting that I found. Finally, the article in its conclusion tries to explore how climate change can be thought of as an economic opportunity as well. Now, several examples are cited here. For example, green buildings, the focus on green infrastructure, which would become very big in the coming years. Emerging areas of economic, these are emerging areas of economic investments in future. So the message is that only when companies and industries perceive climate change to be an opportunity would they invest in it, right? So the article tries to indicate certain areas where such investments is made possible, right? And the last point that I would like to say and conclude is that, it left me thinking, the last page, because it refers to resonances of this particular issue of climate change in religious sayings and texts. I was quite fascinated by the excerpts that the author gives, which situates, or there is a possibility of a conversation between, say, a religious texts and a scientific text like a policy document, which I was fascinated when I read it. So this is in short my sort of review of this particular article. Thank you so much for listening to me and giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Shamadi, and really thanks a lot. We will be love to looking you as a always associated with Dora, like a reader or as a reviewer or as an author. We would love to have you as an author also. So, inshallah.
Yes, I will read.
Definitely. Thank you. Now we'll move to the next speaker, Mrs. Farah Khan. Mrs. Farah Khan, ma'am, are you joined? I think there's some network issue with Mrs. Farah Khan. So we'll move to the next speaker, Dr. Reshma Khatun. She's an assistant professor in Alia University, and she is today with us to review our Aura article. Dr. Reshma Khatun, welcome to Aura Review Club.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. Thank you so much. So first of all, I would like to thank Aura e-magazine and Jamaat-e-Islami Hind for welcoming me or allowing me or giving me this platform to review an article, which is one of its kind. And as Baba Nashin also told that she didn't know about the magazine previously, same was with me. I didn't know about the magazine. But once Sabah ma'am told me and she sent me the articles and I went through it, I was really mesmerized, and you could tell that very much happy to see women coming up with such diverse topics and enriching the article. So today, the topic or the article which I have picked up for speaking is Challenges Faced by the Youth, Solutions Part 2. It is by Sister Madiha Javed. So I had the opportunity to go through the May issue also. And likewise, her Part 1 was in the May issue, which was titled as Challenges Faced by the Youth and Ways to Meet Them. So in her first part, basically she has talked about the problems that the youth are facing from an Islamic point of view. And in this article, she has talked about the solutions from the parents' point of view. So the article began with a statement telling that the parents should raise their children with accordance to Islam, and they should not neglect this parenthood, and they should take it more seriously. And she has picked up 20 such points to describe her article, like how the parents can take care of the children from an Islamic point of view. And towards the end, she has again given few examples from the Holy Book Quran. So I would pick few of her points and let's begin. The first point which she has taken is take parenting more seriously than a full-time job. That means she is equating the parenting job as a full-time job for any parent. So we should not neglect it. The second point which she has taken is read the Quran, understanding its meaning for 5 minutes every day. That means she's trying to tell that read the Quran every day, if possible, at least for 5 minutes. And the youth of today, as we all know, are being influenced by many more things. In her previous articles, when she was stating about the problems, she has stated few very basic problems like mobile or the internet, which are like you can tell it is like a boon or a bane. It can act as both for the youth. So it depends on the youth. So for depending on the youth to be at a positive or negative point, it is we, the parents or the guardian, who have to look towards or monitor the kids, that what are they watching, what are they observing, or are they in the right track or not. Then again, she mentions about attend a weekly halakha. This is a very nice point which I found in her article. Halakha means a religious gathering or meeting where we talk or discuss or converse on Islam. So if this kind of meeting is there, so like the writer is trying to tell that the youth should spare some part of their time from the weekly dealings, rather than going to a movie or spending time in television or a mobile. They can at least go with their elders to this kind of gatherings where they can know more about their religion. Then she talks about take an interest in what they do. That means she's also talking about the parents also, that what the parents should be doing, and the youth also, that how the youth can be influenced by their parents. And likewise, she's going on stating many more points. And in Islamic aspect, she has talked about Islamic library, which is a very important thing. She's telling in the house itself, the parents can guide the children, that you be the librarian who is the elder child of the house, that child can be a librarian and look after the other siblings or guide the whole library, and have Islamic books or audios or videos played to them in a weekly basis. Then they are telling in the house, convert a particular place as a masjid. That means you don't need to go to the masjid, or if you're not going to the masjid, in home you dedicate a particular part where again the elder child of the house can play as the imam or the one who is giving the adhan or reciting the verses from Quran or teaching his siblings. That means Madiha has in this article highlighted more of the Islamic perspective, and she talks of a very important point, that is role model from Islam. She's telling our youth are being influenced nowadays by many un-Islamic things or means which does not go according to the religion. So if we give them more and more examples from the holy book, or if they are relatable to the people like our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, like his followings, or like the Sahabas with him, or the life he used to lead, or how he used to guide his Sahabas, that how can they influence or preach Islam among the youth. So if the youth are hearing again and again this kind of points from their parents, or they're in touch with this, then might be that they will abstain from some what I was telling about the cyber addiction. They can abstain from this kinds of problem, and the fear that no, if I do something wrong, I am not only harming myself, I'm harming others also, can be stopped. Now, Madiha had touched a variety of points in this 20 points which she stated in her article, like don't practice men's Islam. So this is also an important aspect, quote unquote, men's Islam she's telling. That means like if in a mosque we see generally all the men are there to pray. So she's trying to tell that there should be a place allotted for the women also. Might be just behind the men, or a curtain, or a parda is there and they're in the other side of the lot to be praying. So we have to preach equality among all, men, women, irrespective of any differences. Then she talks about take them out to Islamic activities, which I was telling. Nowadays, what is there? We parents to be away from our kid, or if, in our busy schedule, what we do is give our kids the phone, and we don't monitor that what our child is surfing in the phone, and leave them with that. So it becomes slowly a habit. But if we take out some time from our busy schedule also and take them with us to this kind of activities, or if they see their elders observing such activities, it will surely imbibe in themselves the culture or the practice of keeping in touch with Islam. Then she also talks about establish a screen-free evening and monitor. That means keep a particular time where no phone, no computer, no TV will be there. You will just converse with your child about their day-to-day activity, what they have done that day, are they facing some problem or not. And even the parents are being advised here in her point that don't just be their parents, try to be their friends, philosopher and guide. Because if the kid is scared of the parents, then definitely they will not share. what they are going through or what troubles they are facing. Then she gives example of Abu Bakr. So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anha and Aisha radiallahu anha, wife of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that they can be the role models of youth today. So if the father and daughter relationship can be brought about and told and preached that how they had the relationship, then the parents and the child relationship, they can have the example and try to learn from them. Then she's again few points she's stating, like get them married early. She's suggesting the youth to be married early to abstain from certain vices, which as young youth do today, which we all know, and if I know all of us have read the article, they are talking about early sex, or they are talking about adulteration or going into the wrong path. So to avoid that, they are telling that early marriage is also like welcome. And again, telling this point, she's stating the Islamic aspect also, that if a child wants to marry, then the parents should not stop them from marrying. But again, they're telling don't impose upon them your choices or your opinions. Try to find out from them what they're wanting, agree to that, and then proceed for the further aspects. So as a whole, if I see this article, I feel that from an Islamic point of view, Madiha has tried to achieve what many, like if we see any youth articles, we will generally see many psychologists speaking about the psychology, the brain, the aspects, but not from the, I'm not just talking about Islam. It can be any religion. That if the child is much closer to religion, they can be much closer, or they will be respecting their parents more or fearing from doing any wrong if they think of the Almighty. And one or two shortcomings which I found is that she's just only highlighting about the parents aspect. She could have talked about the peers also, that what impact the peers have on the youth or what impact the society has on the youth. Thus, the earth is vast for the believer. If one has the courage to take a stand for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he or she shall be rewarded. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the best. Jazakallahu khair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Reshma. Thank you very much for you. Now we have next speaker, Mrs. Anjuman Amin. She is an administrator in Genius National Public School since last 8 years. She also worked as an assistant professor in economics in Anwar Ulum Degree College, Hyderabad. So today we have Anjuman Amin ma'am with us today. So I welcome you, ma'am, for the review of our article. Oh, I think she is not able to. Yes, you can unmute now.
Well, Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everybody. It's really a good, what to say, it's a very good platform. And I'm really very happy to be here, seeing you all talking such nice suggestions and something which we never knew about, how to take care of things, we women together. It's not just that we are Muslim or non-Muslim, it is just that we are women. And when women come together, things can change very easily and very fast. As you all know about me, and I'm really very happy about being here, I would be talking about an article, an illegal open secret written by Nabila Naeem on child labor. Child labor, we know it very well how obvious and bad it is, but still it is prevailing. Why? It is prevailing to an extent where we cannot stop it. It is there, it was there, it is there, and don't know how long it's going to be there. So we just need to work on things. In the article, she has given us very good examples, stating that COVID has really made it more easy for the child labor to go into child labor. Childhood is ruined just because of this. I don't think it's just because of COVID. It was there, it was prevailing. And there were many things which we were avoiding. We being women, we can see many things wherein the aspects we understand, the others will never be understanding. We being mothers, we being daughters, we know it very easily how the childhood is. Childhood is something very important for everybody. We miss our childhood, isn't we? I'm sure we all, because it will never come back. And the things what was being given in the article was very good actually. And in this, I would just like to say, add few things. What were the reasons? The reasons for child labor, first of all, the first point is the poverty. Now, everybody is below the level of earning their necessities. What do the parents do? They don't have a choice. They are having a very big family. They just want helping hands for the family to earn some money so that the family can be run easy. And the second point is lack of education. There's no education. They don't know what is the importance of education. The most important thing, until and unless we know the importance of anything, we will not be striving for it. Here, they don't know. There's lack of education. Because of lack of education, they are lack of awareness is there in them. Because they are not aware that child labor is a crime. They are not aware of it. They are just going ahead with that because they themselves don't know. And people are taking advantage of it. Child labor is something which is very bad. It ruins the childhood, its memories. In the article, she mentioned very clearly in the end that nobody can give. In the ending, she mentioned that the report was being made. 9 million additional children are at a risk of being pushed into child labor by the end of 2022 as a result of the pandemic. Assimilation, and is nearly every case that cuts children off from schooling, healthcare, restricting their fundamental rights, and threatening their future. Their future is ruined. They don't know anything what to be done. It's just that they are earning their bread and butter just to live. They don't know what is the meaning of living properly. It's just that they got it and they have to earn it. They have to get their bread and butter. It's just that what has happened. In the eyes of Islam, if over here, if I would like to add one thing, childhood is a blessing where we feel everybody knows it, that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said always, okay, but we should give as much as love we can to the children, not just our children. Give a proper eye to the person, to the children who are not having fathers and mothers. Here, I would like to add one incident wherein in Taif, where Rasulullah was sitting, there were many children playing. He never used to call them if any father had come with the name of the father. He used to call only with the name so that the child doesn't feel bad about it, that my name is not being taken by my father's name because I don't have a father. There are so many things to be taken care of. If we are having a child labor, if we see a child labor, now small children working at home. Nowadays we don't see, but before we used to see. At least that is a step taken. We could take that child in our custody, take care of their education, at least something or the other we are giving them, because if not we, they would be taking the child somewhere else. They would be giving it to someone who is not knowing. They can be ruined, they can be forced to do anything whatever they like. At least we being women, we can take an initiative, and this is a very good platform. I'm really very happy. I'm seeing this. I felt very happy of being over here just because we all are women and we can make changes. There are many things. Dr. Shoma Chaudhary Larry, ma'am, I can call you Shoma ma'am, Nosheen ma'am, and Reshma Khatun ma'am. They have talked very good about it. Over here, I would just like to add about the youth, which we were talking in the eyes of Islam, early marriage in youth. It's just because to be our children are safe from many things. Nowadays, living relation is going ahead like anything. There's no future for it. It's just wasting of time and their emotions. So these are the things which is coming one by one. Wherein if we start from the end, from the starting, then only we can go ahead. End is too far for us. We are just starters. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me. And I would be very happy if I could get a feedback on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. It was very nice review about the child labor. It is really a nice review. Anyway, let's move to the next speaker. We have Aisha Bilal. She is the vice principal of MM Model School, and uh, she has many years of teaching here. So I request Aisha Bilal to join the meeting. Aisha, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. Walaikum assalam. We will start now.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
So, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Aura team for making me a part of this Leaders Club. And I would also like to thank Jamaat Islami Hind and Aura E-Magazine for completing 1 year. And I like the most about this Aura E-Magazine that it's just an online magazine and it's just a click away. And we don't have to save it, and whenever we get time we can read it, we can go through it. So it's a very good thing about this. And I have heard so many speakers are talking about such a in elaborate way. I am very much thankful to them also. So from this magazine, I have the most important thing what I have noticed that it is mainly for women, and mostly the topics are related with the women. And many new buddings are writers are getting chances to share the platform, and many like-minded people are getting chance to come together. And so I like this magazine very much. And from this June issue, I would like to say that mostly all the topics are very relevant and very good, and they don't only to get information, but we also get some lessons for life also. Like we have seen the topics related with the face-to-face where we read about some great personalities, and the children corner also I like the most. So what I have selected from the June issue to talk about, it's the lesson from great personalities, like it was about Salma, written by Samiha Siddiq. As you all know that this Salma was the wife of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, our beloved Prophet. So what she has written that I like, it's about the Sirat. She has beautifully explained that we should not only read through the Sirat, but what we get from those, what lesson we get from those by reading those Sirat. Like I found this topic with great lesson, and also the selection of this topic of Salma is because this is about the woman and how she has influenced the she has in this topic the author has explained some particular incidents where she has given some advice to Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he has selected his means him her advice, and how he has given chance to a woman. That is very, what should I say, that is very means a significant point of her article. Like from childhood we are reading the Sirat of Rasulullah or Mumineen, but we think that go through it like a normal story. But we should think that why we are reading a Sirat and what we can get through a Sirat, or how it can affect our normal life, our day-to-day life or present situation. So we can get what the author has written in this article that about Salma, that she has discussed about some incident with Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when he ordered his companions to sacrifice their animals and relieve themselves from ihram. The author Samiha Siddiq has discussed this topic. And when Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ordered his companion, they were not ready to obey him on one particular time, because people were very sad because they don't get the chance to do Umrah, and they were have to relieve themselves from ihram. So Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ordered them to sacrifice their animal and relieve themselves from ihram. But what they did, they were so very disappointed by some incident that they were not able to obey Rasulullah. But that was very heartfelt situation for him also. So he consulted his wife, Salama, and she advised him that what he should do, that to go out and don't speak to anyone, slaughter your animal and have haircut. So she has advised some particular incident that what Rasulullah should do to let others to get an example like this. So it was her advice only that saved Muslim from disobedience, alhamdulillah. So when people saw Rasulullah that what he is doing, then they ultimately they did what Rasulullah is doing at that time. So when we studied this incident, it was like a normal story. But what are the important takeaway from this story is that the wisdom in the statement of Salma that do not speak to anyone. That means that Rasulullah don't have to say anything about get what should I say? He should get angry when anyone is not obeying him. But he did not said anything like that, because she said that do not speak to anyone. And that time Salma knew that negotiation would not lead to favorable results, because people were not ready to listen to him, because they were very sad at one particular situation. So Aisha Talanha also narrated in many hadiths that Salma Talanha was consulted by Rasulullah more than one. She got the opportunity for be a part of two migrations, one for Habsha and one for the Medina. So as we know that migration is not very easy for anyone. So people has to move from one place to another place with all the things, and he has to, the whole family has to suffer. But she got the opportunity, Hazrat Salma, she got the opportunity to be a part of two migrations. And she was also among the first 10 Muslims. So she and her first husband, that Abu Salma, were so tortured and humiliated by the kuffar of the Makkah. So this incident was showing that how firm in the Salma was in her iman, and how she can stand by her husband, and also how she can be a part of how she believes in the oneness of God, and particular incidents are showing that how much she is important for should I say that she was important for, she gets the right wisdom, and she has the ability to convey her own thought in a particular manner. The author has also emphasized that Salma was a woman of nobility. She has unswerving faith in Creator. Even after death of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, she advised on many matters of Sharia. So we can see that Salma died at the age of 84. She was a part of many hadiths also, and people used to go to her for different kinds of advices and suggestions, even after the death of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The author Samia Siddiq has sketched the life and role of Salma very well. And after reading this article, there are many takeaways what I have taken. And it has clarified once again that we should go through the Sirat, and we should read the life of Sahaba and Mu'mineen, so that we can get a particular type of lesson for our day-to-day life. And I would like to suggest all the readers also to discuss other personalities. And now I'm going to complete my words by congratulating the author and Aura magazine for giving me this opportunity. I have listened to other speakers also, and I have also enjoyed, and I'm very thankful to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Thank you very much. Now I'm completing my words. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha, for such a nice review on Salma. This was very good article that shows the status of women at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, let's move to the other speaker.
Thank you.
That Angelina, are you joined, Angelina?
Yes, good evening, I have.
Today we have Angelina Jasani. She is the president of Catholic Association. I welcome you in this program.
Thank you very much. And I thank you, Dr. Shabataj, for inviting me here on this program. And I made sure that I had to be here speaking. That's why I told her, give me a little later. Thank you so much, Dr. Sabataj, to have me here. It's definitely a pleasure to see very well picked speakers here this evening, especially people like my dear friend Nausheen is here. Nausheen, are you there hearing me? And Shoma ma'am, whenever I see St. Xavier's, it takes me back to school and college days. So it's definitely an honor to speak while you've just spoken before me. Farah Bhabi, I think Farah Bhabi can't get through on her online. But yes, congratulations to Aura Readers Club. And I think you're doing a lovely job to get all we ladies together to speak. There was a lady who spoke before me on child labor, but I would like to add to that because during the pandemic, I was there on the streets, on nooks and corners and homes of people. And I really have seen children suffer. It doesn't mean child labor yes, every child has suffered. Child labor definitely has been through everybody, even children at home who couldn't go out, didn't know what was happening with them. My daughter, 5 years old, she had just joined school and she couldn't enter school. She gave her interview on the phone. She did everything on the phone. She didn't know what it was. That is also laboring her mind. That's what I felt, that we're laboring her mind. But yes, I've just read the article of Nabila Naheem. In her article, she has really spoken about the illegal open secrets that has led bare to the crime of child labor and its effects on children who are the future of our country. The children are our future. So she has really painstakingly gathered zeal-like stories and poor conditions of the workplace when our country is looking forward to Agnipat schemes in an effort to lower the average age of our country's armed forces. We have conveniently forgotten the child we have robbed their childhood by employing the little ones to meet our selfish business ends. The children, instead of being busy with books and pencils and enjoying friends, which Shoma ma'am will agree with me that the best part of our lives is when we are in the class with our friends and books and pencils and, we've got so many stories to tell. I think we'll have more stories to tell when we're grown up about our school days than when we are older and in our teenage days. Am I right, ma'am? The children, instead of being, and then, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And teachers soiling their tender, innocent hands to expand the business of the rich. I think, yes, each one of us is responsible for this evil phenomenon called child labor. Most of us are, ma'am, and we are very, very selfish when it comes to people working in our homes. When we don't have any help, we say, "Kisi ko bhi leke aao." She's a teenage girl. Bring her. Let her work. She'll work with us. It's we who are doing the child labor. We have to stop it. Till we don't do it, I don't see any change coming in that. Well, unless we reach out to stop this evil, it will keep continuing. Am I audible? Can you all hear me?
Absolutely. Yes. You're audible. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah. So every child that we save from child labor, we have saved a life. And that's going to make the difference in our society and the child's family and the child. As I appreciate the writer for making the readers aware of the immense, the writer must also give us ways, give us suggestions of how to try and help cut this child labor down, and if not cut the child labor down, how to make the difference in the life of children. And the other thing I don't agree with the writer is where she has put monetary gains, irrespective of what the gain is or the loss is, that it's only this amount that money that's been paid. When we talk about child labor, that's an illegal thing we talk about. So there's no question of a monetary gain coming up over there. But yes, she's done a very, very good job to make people aware of this, which we are already aware of. But sometimes we put it behind our backs. So when we read it, we know what we are doing. As a mother of 3 girls and 1 boy, I have 2 adopted girls. And I'm very proud to say that my adopted girls are the ones who are taking forward what I would have been doing, and I would love keeping on doing. I'll give you one small example. My eldest adopted daughter, she studies in Loretto House, and there was one of her friends was having a birthday party, and then I said, "You have your birthday party also the way she's having in this big place." She says, "No, Mama, I don't want to have a birthday party that way. Why don't we call in the staff of all our children to our house and give them a birthday party? Let them see that this is my birthday party for them. I want to spend with them." I could only thank God that the child has got the right upbringing in my home. And it's a request to all we ladies on this group that we have to start in our own homes before we spread it out. As Mother Teresa said, it must start in your own house, then to take it out before taking it out. That's why when people tell me your adopted daughter and your daughter, there's only a 2-year difference. You prefer to share the love with another child. I said, love another child who needs that love and see the satisfaction. We must practice what we preach. As now we ladies are together on this group, I think we should make a bigger platform where we can help out children and women. As in our society, it's the women and the girl child that always takes a back seat. It's nice to see so many ladies from my minority brethren who are here and speaking in volumes. I mean, it makes me feel so proud that, yes, we are going ahead and we have a beautiful future going ahead. So I think, Dr. Shabataj, you are the best person to put this together and to have us together and take this forward. And as I said, that our city, our mind thought, our way of living is going forward. Because as I was introduced as the president of the Catholic Association of Bengal, I happened to be the first lady president in 108 years. So it took 108 years for a lady to be accepted at the top of an association. And I don't know what a good job I'm doing. My members can only speak about that. Shoma ma'am, I'm sure you would have heard about the Catholic Association of Bengal and their doings, because we do a lot at of our programs in St. Xavier's.
Yes, I've heard. Congratulations on being the president.
Thank you, ma'am. As I said, St. Xavier's and Loretto House is very nostalgic for me. My son is just passed out his economic honors from there.
Okay.
Okay. So, Shapa, I'll finish it off here. There are other speakers. And Norshin, you spoke very well as usual. I loved hearing you. I'm sorry that I had to keep messaging you, Dr. Shaba, because I was on my way back from work. And again, a request to all the speakers, as we have come together and kept time today to speak together, let's meet together and take this forward of helping the people who require ours. And thank you, and a very good evening to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelina, for such a nice review, and congratulations for being president of Catholic Association of Bengal. And really, it is a very good topic that the child labor is such a serious problem, and we need to highlight these problems time to time. Let's move to our next speaker, Dr. Saida Zahar. Saida, are you joined? I think Saida has some network issue. She's not joined yet. So we'll move to the next speaker. She is Dr. Alia Bilal. She is Dr. Alia Bilal. Have you joined? Dr. Alia Bilal?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, I'm here. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. Today we have Dr. Alia Bilal from the West Bengal, Kolkata. She is Research Associate in the Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine. So I welcome you in this program, Alia.
Thank you very much.
So we'll start the doctor. We'll start.
Assalamu alaikum. Rabbi Shali Sadiwa Salim Asani of Koli. A very good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really obliged to be a part of this Readers Club. First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Jamaat Islami Hind and Aura team to make the Aura happen and completing 1 year in February. This the effort which have been put to come up with such an excellent compilation is really appreciable. This I really found this magazine very interesting, very relatable, and what to say, very it is a thing which is need of the hour for in these days when we are everyone is so much busy in our own responsibilities. So such magazines, such e-magazines is I think this is the need of the hour kind of thing. It covers really a wide range of topics, from politics to health to reflections from great personalities. I won't be wrong if I say this that this is a something which is from women and for the women, and all about talks all about women empowerment. Like all we know that seeking knowledge is mandatory for both men and women in Islam, and what is the importance of education for women? We can get the idea of it from the fact that 1/3 of the hadiths which we know today are from narrated by Hazrat Aisha Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu. So this show this is quite a quite a practical example of how much women's education for women is important. Today I have chosen the article World Milk Day. I really found this article very, very interesting and very relatable, especially because being a doctor, I mainly practice in rural areas, and there I have found that even in this even now when in these modern days, even there are people who don't know the importance of milk and in their food, and especially importance of breast milk for children. The Firasha have taken and dealt with this topic very well versed. She have mentioned that 1st June is celebrated as World Milk Day. It is adopted by Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations. This day is marked to recognize milk as a global food and to celebrate the dairy industry, to raise awareness about the value of milk in people's daily life. The theme of World Milk Day 2022 is to bring attention to climate change crisis and how dairy industry can reduce its impact on planet. The aim is to achieve daily net zero by reducing greenhouse gas emission over the next 30 years. Dairy sector is becoming main source of one of the main source, I can say, of the causing pollution and the damage to the environment. So the theme of this the World Milk Day this year in 2022 was to achieve zero daily net zero by the next 30 years. In next 30 years, Ms. Farisha has covered all the topics very precisely and very interestingly in her article. She have discussed all the issues which Indian dairy industry are facing, and she also discussed the importance of breastfeeding. And she not only discussed the importance of breastfeeding, but also what problems women are facing in breastfeeding. And she also discussed the possible ways of to overcome these problems. Like she came up with a very nice idea that if we want to increase breastfeeding time and we want healthy children, so we should take care of paid maternity leaves in private and government sectors both. I really like her idea. This was a very interesting, very informative content. Thank you very much for listening. That's all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alia Bilal, for having a very informative issue about the review about the World Milk Day. Our two speakers, Mrs. Farah Khan and Dr. Saida Zahar, because of some network issue, they are not able to join. So we have one more speaker. Actually, I would like to introduce her as a regular reader of Aura magazine, Dr. Saima Naeem Chaudhary. She is one of the regular reader of Aura magazine. So I requested her to join us today. She is MD in gynecologist, and earlier she was teaching in Kalsekar Medical College, Warsaw, Mumbai. Now she is one of the speaker with us today. Dr. Saima Naeem Chaudhary, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much, Saima, for joining us today.
Welcome. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You can start now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and most merciful. A very good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to congratulate Aura EMAG for successful completion of 1 year. A very hearty congratulations for whole team. I am a regular reader from the first day of this magazine, and I found this magazine very good, very comprehensive, covering diverse topics like politics, health, medicine, reflection from great personalities, and many undiscovered topics also. And that I like the most, the child corner, that is also very amazing. In the latest issues of Aura, I have come across the topic of postnatal care in different system of medicine. Unani, Ayurveda, homeopath. And when we are concerned about our health, we don't see which we will get healed from which pathy. We only want our health. That's when after when we are going through that different topics, that what Ayurveda is offering, what Unani is offering, what allopathy is offering in the postnatal care, I think that is very much needed, because in that postnatal care, many things are there. It is in May issue, not in June issue, but it is in May issue. But I found it very interesting, so I thought to talk about it only. That in Ayurveda, they are going through some bath, and they are going through some liquefaction, that what is for the healing of the postnatal woman. Like in Unani also, what the things nutrition should be provided. And if a layman is going through these things, then these things are not offered by the doctors, by allopath doctors, or in the nursing home or hospitals from where they are coming. We are not offered. And when a layman is going through these, that is very good. I think that is very good. And in the June issue, I found the topic very informative. This NFHS5 fertility indicators show a complex feature for India. This topic is an eye-opener and show the data and statistics that what the fertility indicators are there and how it is progressing or digressing. That is
Sana, I think you have, Dr. Sama, you have muted yourself. Dr. Sama?
I have asked her to unmute, but I think maybe there is some.
I think there's some problem with her network. Dr. Saima Bilal? I think there's some problem with the network, I think.
If that's the case, I think we should continue then.
Okay.
Sabha, is she from Maharashtra?
Sorry?
Is she from Maharashtra?
No, she is basically from Kolkata. Earlier, she was in Maharashtra.
Okay.
She was teaching.
She's
college.
She's trying to connect to audio. It showed connecting to audio, but I think there is some issue.
I think there is some problem with our network. Okay, then let's continue with our further program.
ये join नहीं करा रही हूँ.
I think she's trying to join.
Okay, Sabha, you can proceed.
Okay. Now, this is the end of our speakers. Alhamdulillah, it was very nice review by our speakers. And now I request Aisha Sultana Sahiba for the editor's comment. Aisha Sultana Sahiba.
Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to all of you. Today it was a great session. The lineup of speakers, very interesting speakers today, all intellectual people gathering together. It was really a great pleasure to all of us. I thank you all on behalf of Team Aura. And I especially congratulate Dr. Sabataj for inviting such wonderful people and gather all of them together on the similar platform and share their views about our magazine. Alhamdulillah, as we don't have much time, I can't speak about all the speakers who have reviewed here, but still I will just try to focus a few lines what they have given us. Their insights were very good. They have given wonderful feedback, and they have encouraged us a lot so that we can do much better in the future, in our future issues. And as you all know that Aura has completed its 1 year, and after completion of 1 year, we have great expectations from our readers and other people all over the globe. So especially as said that this magazine is run by women. Many people, even maximum of our editorial board members, our chief editor, Ms. Rahmatunnisa Saheba, and also our heart and soul of the magazine, Aura e-magazine, our sub-editor, Shaima, who puts her efforts day and night regularly, and all our editorial team members, along with the technical support, alhamdulillah, all together are trying very hard to bring our best in our upcoming issues also. I hope the same kind of encouragement and support, I expect the same kind of encouragement and support from you all. And alhamdulillah, we have got very good feedback, especially from our first speaker, Naushin Saheba. She has spoken about our article wisdom, and she has also focused on a shortcomings. Especially, Aura always is welcome to critic and review also. So thank you so much for your insights. And Dr. Shoma Saheba, she has added so many things regarding climate change. And alhamdulillah, the increasing, she has spoken about the increasing social awareness, and about the article where our author has very well structured it. And she finally concluded that it was a thought-provoking article, and as it is an object of discussion, and her insights were very useful for us. Thank you so much, ma'am. Similarly, Dr. Reshma Khatun Saheba, assistant professor, she has spoke very well. I think that she has read the article very depth, and she has spoke about the 20 points from the Islamic perspective, the problems and solutions, the challenges faced by the youth. And similarly, Arjuman Amin Saheba, she has spoken about the child labor, that is an illegal open secret, by our writer Nabila. Here also she has added very good points, and she has actually focused on the reasons for child labor. And inshallah, we will be taking up your feedback in a very positive way. And Aisha Bilal Saheba, she has said that Aura, as she said, that it is just a click away, and it is open for new writers. So on this occasion, I would like to say that Aura has a column, special column in many of its issues, that it's namely Flourishing Ink. That is many new writers, many people whose hidden talents have not yet published elsewhere. Aura is trying to publish their debut, that is the first write-up of them. In this way, we have encouraged nearly more than 100 people throughout the year. 100 women writers, new writers have been published through us. And also, as said, it is a click away. Aura is, we not only have a website, but on all social media platforms, we have our page of Aura. Along with that, we have audio and video embedded clips. And also, we have YouTube channel where we do face-to-face interviews with the intellectuals. And also, we do take up audio podcasts so that people who have a very busy schedule, they can even listen to our articles instead of going through them by reading. Alhamdulillah, we also have explainer series and also media watch. As said, we have political column, and also ask me anything by experts. That means whatever question and answers by experts, these are also given in many of our issues of Aura. Then I thank Ms. Angelina Saheba, that is President of Catholic Association. I congratulate her for becoming the president, first woman president after 108 years. She has also added many points regarding to child labor, and especially the about the children who suffered in the pandemic. And also she has what she has preached here, that is practice what you preach. She has actually given us a practical example that she has adopted 2 girl children. Alhamdulillah, I congratulate her, and she has given a very good motivation to us. and we will try to follow her. And next, our last speaker, Dr. Alia Bilal. She research associate. She has actually she encouraged us by telling that aura is the need of the hour. And as said, we cover wide range of topics, diverse topics regarding health, politics, etc. And centering women empowerment, and we try to focus on women issues. Thank you so much for her insights. And one of our regular reader, Dr. Saima Saheba, she also has given her review on postnatal care, which was in our earlier issue. As said, in our health column, we generally focus on women issues, and we take up interviews and from doctors and many reviews and question and answers by our experts. And finally, I would like to thank you all once again on behalf of Team Aura, and I hope that you will be encouraging us in the same way through your words, and also by subscribing to our magazine, and also sharing our magazine with your friends and fellows. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for the editor's comment. Hopefully, our speakers have now will participate in our authors column in Aura magazine. Now, this is the end of the program. Mr. Shyama S. Saiba, she is the sub-editor of Aura magazine, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Just 1 second. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to give the vote of thanks. Firstly, to the organizers of Aura Readers Club and Aura Readers Club West Bengal in particular, for putting together this wonderful program. And most importantly, to our participants, our speakers and reviewers who have offered their critique. What I would like to say is that the reason that we started this, this entire structure of putting together an Aura Readers Club and putting together Aura Readers WhatsApp groups, Telegram channels, was because we did not want it to be a one-way, just merely a website where there is very little interaction. Because what often happens in websites is that the only communication is that you can go leave comments, and there's no real, you don't really know whether the editor or the editors are even responding or even reading to your letter to the editor beyond just publishing it in the website. Similarly with the automated comments that happen now. So instead of doing that, we wanted to have a proper communication, feedback, criticism, critique channel, because we are a very new initiative in the broader world of media and even in the world of women's magazines. So that is why we wanted to do this. For us to start, that is one thing, but for our readers and our esteemed readers, very senior academics, professors, activists, readers, enthusiasts, to actually take out their time, review the issue, join the program, that is entirely an unprecedented thing. I don't think that is something that is not a bond that is often there between publications and their readers. So, and the other thing that I would like to say to you in the vote of thanks is that I hope that apart from reading Aura, you also contribute to Aura in the future. You give us advice. It's always open for advice. Our chief editor and our editor has also joined the program today. So thank you so much, and thank you to the technical team for the back-end work of hosting this program, making sure that it is live. And to all viewers, as always, you are the backbone of Aura, the readers and the viewers of our videos, those who have stayed with us right from the beginning, those who are new to Aura, and those who will hopefully join us in the future. So thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sabataj. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all the speakers for being with us today. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.